on Monday, February the 16th. Yeah. South Alabama. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Birds are singing. Grass is slowly but surely growing. I was going to do some string changing today. Been trying to figure out this go live crap with the laptop, and it's a pain in the butt. Anyways, I needed to change some guitar strings. So, join me. Also, how about the old sunshine? Let's give it up for the sunshine. Maybe I got it in there. It's blind me. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Just 1 second, please. This is the subject. Black Ibanez straight through acoustic. Nothing fancy. I'm using, as you can see, the Shooter's Aid squeezy bags to hold up the neck of the guitar. And here is a small but not exhaustive list of the tools. Here's some stuff that was just in my little gig bag. We'll talk about that in a minute. Here is the case. And there's the strings. Got some Ernie Ball acoustic guitar strings. These are the Earthwoods, medium lights. I usually like medium on this guitar, but medium light's what I got. It's a piece of a t-shirt that I will be wiping it down with. Like an old PV polishing cloth that I keep in the bag to ensure freshness. This is my Snark tuner. Clip it on. Clip, clip, clip. And Capeo. Anyways, yeah. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go on ahead and we're gonna change some strings. Now, I used to like to change my strings every week or two. For sure, every month. Been pushing it way off, and my frequency of using strings out in public has gone down significantly. So I don't be changing them as much. Hold on, Smokey Bear. Only you can prevent grass fires. Alright, so, alright, let's see if I can get you fixed here. Oh, got you upside downies. Nope, got you, okay. Got you boomer style, alright. Cool. Well, just sit you there, alright. So, I usually like to take the strap off just to get it out of the way. Oh my, it's a good time to check your equipment. For instance, I have a strap nub here that it actually hooks over that's loose. So I'm gonna take just a moment. I'm gonna delve into my little tool bag. See if we can't just tighten that on down so it's not all loosey-goosey. Excuse me, hiccup. Right. You don't want to tighten it too tight, but I am all in favor of, once we get it, all right, is it in? Yeah, make sure it's in. There we go. All right. So now theoretically that's tightened. That one's a little loose. This ain't like a playing out guitar. This is just my enjoy to sit around and play guitar. So it really doesn't get the kind of attention that it would get if it were in the rotation. I usually don't even use the strap on this, but in this particular instance, because I'm doing maintenance and because I'm recording it to show for other people, Some little snippies are handy to have in your setup. These strings are still kind of bright, but they do sound a little dirty and a little worn. So we're just going to change them, right? So E, A, D, G, B, E, right? Now I have a tuner, so we can get back to that. Now, they make a lot of little things. Some of these guys, see, spinny, spinny, spinny. It goes right here on these things. The tuners, see this guy? Just gonna slip it, and you can spinny, spinny. Yo, you can spinny, spinny to tighten and loosen. Alright, now, once we get them a little looser, if you have anything on the end of your thingy. Oh, hey, what's up, person in the chat? Linda Carroll, how's it going? Good to see you there, bud. Alright. Just gonna clip. Last time around, I sort of wound up the excess into a loop, which is like, it's just easier to cut it off, but I was in a hurry at the time, and I just, time passed and I never did it, so you know how that goes. So we're just gonna cut all these little loosies, as you can see. These little guys, just extra string. Once upon a time, I thought it was cool to keep the extra string like that, and it really just gets in the way of closing up the case. It pokes you in the freaking eye and stuff. It's really a liability. So I don't do that anymore. If that gives you any indication of how long it's been since I use these strings, I've changed habits of how I do things in the time between. So now we're just going to spin, 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 spin. In this case, we're going clockwise, and that loosens. Clock, 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 clockwise. So, a little bit about me. I play the guitar, and I play acoustic guitar. That's what this is. And I also play the bass guitar with a couple of my buddies. And we have a lot of fun doing that. It's been interesting learning to play the bass. It's been a lot of fun. I'm really quite enjoying it. And it's really sort of ignited a new desire in me to do music well. I sort of fall into a rut playing like the same instrument all the time. Same songs all the time. You learn new songs here or there, but you know, same but different. And you fall into this rut where it's just like, you just show up and do it. It just becomes another process like any other, like a job, you know. Yuck. When music is turning in, when you can't unjob play the music, then you got problems, because playing the music is the opposite of a job. Because you're actually doing a thing that you want to do. I mean, you have to want to do it. Because of the level of dedication and frustration and obsession that you have to be able to play an instrument the right way. It's got to be like a narrow obsession with that instrument so that you don't walk away from it. You know? Well, stalker people wouldn't make good musicians, because you really have to stick with an instrument and not give it up, and an instrument isn't something you can stalk. You just have to go get it the old-fashioned way, which is through repetition, 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 until your muscle memory forms. Muscle memory is just something that happens with everything that you do. You do something multiple times and you develop muscle memory for it. playing music's just a whole bunch of muscle memory move combos, you know? Until you learn the combos, just button mashing. Button mashing is just not, you can't do music with just button mashing. There's got to be some rhyme and reason. So you have to have a level of obsession with the musical instrument again, and it's never gonna say thank you or tell you please or say it loves you. You're gonna have to pull all of that out of it. That's how that works. Because a musical instrument is not a living entity. It's an extension of you. It's just how that works. It's cool, man. All right, so now we've got all our strings loose. Ooh. There we go. How about that? Where are we? Yeah. Now this has the bridge of your guitar. Okay, has these things called bridge pins. Now, bridge pins hold the strings inside of the holes, which we'll get to in a minute. These bridge pins can be made of different materials. These ones are probably just plastic. I don't know. Some really nice actual, like ivory or bone or even maybe metal. Bridge pins can really make or break the sound on an instrument. So you're going to use your little tool. Now, you don't have to use one of these, but it does make it easier because, as you can see, there's a little, see it? See the little, that little notch out, it fits right into, well, this one's already loose, I already popped it out, so I'll just show you. See, this is a bridge pin. Alright. And as you can see, it's slightly bigger down here than it is down here, so that when it slides into the hole, it slides into and fills it up. And then it's got a little lip up here that stops it, and your strings are held into this groove here. Now, I've seen some interesting videos where people have taken and carved into the bridge so that it really sits that string nice and flat and tight up against the bridge. So that's one of the things that you want. But I'm not quite ready to make that jump yet. But why you would do that is because the connection to the strings to the bridge of the guitar is essential to pick up the vibratory frequencies of the strings and carry it and send it through the wood, which acts as a speaker. The wood takes the sound from the strings and bounces it around in here, and then whoop, it comes out of there. And that's where your guitar sound comes from. So the better contact that the strings make, and maybe I can show you. In fact, it turns out that this has already been done. I didn't do it, so maybe it's always been like this, and I just never noticed it before. This is like not the main guitar at all, you know. It's a good sounding one. I've had it for like almost 20 years. But I'm going to show you in a minute, and it's pretty cool. I just want to go ahead and get the rest of these pins out and get them back into their rightful hole, because I'm one of those folks. I like to put the bridge pin back in the same hole it's come out of the whole time. Now we're just going to wind our extra string up here that we got off of our guitars, the old strings. Watch yourself, or you will take shrapnel to the face. I would recommend safety glasses. I have been jabbed in the eye with the string, the end of the guitar string. It's not super cool like you would think. All right, let's wind them up. All right. So now, that'll do for now. Just gonna set them over there. Now let me show you what I was talking about. Come. All right, so the better contact your string makes with the bridge of the guitar, the better the conduction of sound into the wood body, and then the transmission of that into the waves that bounce around inside of here and make the lovely guitar sound. The better contact that your strings make with the bridge, the better that sound's going to be. So I was talking about the one good way you could do it is to get in there and with a file or some type of a tiny saw. Make sure I'm getting it. Am I getting it? Yeah. See how it's gapped right there? Every single one of them. So it's already sort of been done. I don't know if that's their time or if the fellow that had this before me did it or what. But it's already like that. So we've got our strings off. Step 1 complete. Hooray, checkpoint reached. Now, we're gonna do what I like to call the old wipe down. Where are you, little piece of t-shirt? Where did I put you at? Oh, there it is. Sweet. So, I'm gonna take my little piece of old t-shirt here and I'm just gonna wipe her down. Just nice and easy. You can use stuff. You can put some wood conditioner or whatever on there. I guess I don't know. I mean, this thing's finished, so what's even the point, you know? Just wipe the dirt and the grease off, and then we're good to go. So we're wiping good, and we're wiping good, and you just really, I mean, it's up to you how good you want to wipe your guitar down. I mean, I like to give it the old once over for sure, and at least start out and be mindful of these. This is the actual saddle. It's what the strings stretch across. They will come out in a lot of guitars, including this one. Okay. I like to give a little attention to the end up here where all the writing is. Called the headstock. Okay. Kind of wipe down my tuner heads and tuner pegs and get it all, you know, sort of halfway decent. Got some schmutzels on the neck there. Be mindful of schmutzels. Great. Now I took probably like 16 years ago or 17 years ago, a minute. I took a piece of sandpaper and I took the finish. Man, I'm not even hitting it. Okay, how about this? I took the finish down from that black. See that? It's that glossy black. I took it down to the naked wood. I like the way that feels on my hand better. That's just me. But yeah. So we're gonna wipe them down. Then after we wipe it down, and we're pretty happy with it, then we're gonna check our tuner heads, our machine heads up here, and see how that's all going. If anything needs to be tightened down, etc., etc. Hey man, if you're still here, thank you. I appreciate you. I've been doing some news, not really news stuff, but sort of educational themed type of episodes as opposed to just music lately. And I thought maybe I could branch out into teaching something that was sort of an overlap, you know, such as how to change your guitar strings. wipe the schmutzels off of your guitar. Wipey, wipey, wipe it, wipe, wipe, wipe. What do we got in here? We got something rattling around. Little pieces of strings. And a dead housefly. It's a good time to just check, you know, and make sure there's. Maybe I could just grab it, yeah. Where are you? Come on now. It's so easy to see with your eyes open. When you close them, you just can't find nothing. All right, there we go. Got eyes on it. Had eyes on it. Oh, I've got touch on it. There it is. Uh-huh. All that clickety clackety over a little wannabe letter Q or something. I don't know. Letter L. Letter L. In cursive. Ah ha ha. So pretty confidently wiped it down. Wipe it down. Now you just want to get your if you've had your saddle out. See how it's more worn on one side? That more worn side is going to be your thicker string side. Okay, so now we're going to set this back down on the shooter's rest, as you can see. And I've got a t-shirt, old raggy t-shirt sitting on the carport out on the concrete out here on the porch, so I don't scratch it up any worse. Now, next phase. Choice of string is largely a personal preference. A lot of people like elixirs. Those are a little rich for my taste, but they are fine strings. Diodario also makes some pretty good strings. I'm partial to these Ernie balls. At the music store down the road, I had Ernie balls at a pretty nice little price for a long time, and they have since closed up shop, but I bought a lot of Ernie ball strings. So your boy's gonna be okay for a little while. It's gonna be all right. So these are, like I said, these are Ernie ball Earthwood. These are Earthwood. They're like a phosphor bronze alloy mix, I believe. Let's see. Yep, phosphor bronze alloy, medium light. So it goes 12 to 54. 54 being the thickest and 12 being the skinniest. Now, I'm not going to do this today, but there is also, inside of the neck of most guitars, there's a steel rod. It's called a truss rod, and it runs all the way down. And sometimes you can access it from this end, or sometimes you can access it from this end, and you'll be able to tell because there'll be a little nut that you'll be able to access. Let's see if we can see it. Yep, that's your truss rod, and it takes a little Allen wrench. And what you can do is you can tighten or release on that. You can tighten or release on that truss rod, and raise or lower the amount of arch in your neck. Your neck's actually a little curved because of the tension that's put on it from this end, and just the natural bow back of that tension. Like this thing's slightly curved, just a little bit, and you can't really. And that you could even look down and tell. Ideally, you wouldn't, but point is, if you needed to, you could adjust that, and that would do what's called raising and lowering the action, which means the distance between the string and the frets here. God dang, these frets. It's okay. It's a knock around. Gives it character. So I don't want to mess with the action on this because I've got it near well where I like it. So when you open these up, it's in a sealed Mylar. You probably save these and make a homemade space blanket or hide from the drone situation or something. I don't know. Just thinking out loud here. Who we got? Anybody? Toyota truck. All right. So when you open it up, you're gonna get some little packets. They're not always in individuals. Sometimes it's 3 packets with 2 strings each. But here we have our strings, 6 individual packets. And we're just gonna put them on nice and gentle, right? Now remember, I put my bridge pins back in individually so I know that I have the correct bridge pins in the correct bridge hole. Which may or may not even matter to people that I care. So it matters to me. If it matters to you, then hey, cool, man. Hit me with a subscribe. Let's talk about it. All right, so there's our low string. It's called the E string. And there are different theories on the wrap and stick method. We're getting it in here at the end, and what I mean is, man, come on. Is when you run your string up from here. When you run your string up from here, stupid thing, all the way up the neck, and you loop it around. Okay? When it comes up here, first of all, always go up and out. So go from inside, up, and out. I can't gesture with the hand holding the phone if I'm holding the phone. Stupid. What are you doing? Now, there's different schools of thought on the wrapping method. I usually just go around enough times to catch it. So, where is that thing? I go in the hole first time around. Hold on. Apologies. Trying to get it in the hole, man. All right, success. And I don't tighten any of this stuff down until I get all the strings in there, because that's a good way to cause some underlying problems eventually. So you see, I just go around and then I'll loop it, and then it's gonna hold 26 years tells me that's gonna be fine. I'm sure there's other ways to do it, and I don't disagree with your way, but I did just have a thought. Bridge pin. I need to check. I didn't check my machine heads on my tuning gears. See, I'll check these guys. Let's just make sure that they're good and tight. That one's snug. Good and snug. Good and snug. Oh, a little bit of play in that one. Good and snug now. Good and snug. Good and snug. Very nice. So good. So good. Zoom. All right, bridge pin, you just hold tight right there, little buddy. Now, so that was number 54 weight. That's the E string, the low E string. Next up is going to be 44 weight. That is the A string. That's the 5th string. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Now, remember what I said, around, over, out, and through. And it's going to be just fine. All right, nice. Next up, we got our 32. That's going to be the G string. Nope, that's going to be the D string. And once some more, like I said, up, out, over, around and through. Okay. Kind of like pull a little bit of the slack out. You don't have to do too much because we're going to spin it up in a minute. So again, that was number 32. So next up is number 24. Now this is the G string. This string is the one that I used to break the absolute dog piss out of all the time. Oh man, and if I still used a pick, I would. I probably would still break it, but I have sort of switched over to finger style in the last several years, and now even if I do play with a pick, it's a much more toned down and easier playing sort of a way. I'm not pretending like that thing owes me money anymore. Now it's 24, so now we're up to number 16. That is number 5 string, and that is the B string. B string. Okay, now again, I like to make sure that my bridge pins are the same correct bridge pins that have been going in that spot for the whole time. And as long as you do that, then your strings are going to have a pretty good set. They're going to sit in there pretty good, and won't be having any pop loose. In my younger days, I had some issues of like sometimes you don't push a bridge pin in far enough, or sometimes it just works out, or like whatever, you know. And I've had that thing just pop off, and thankfully the strings aren't in enough tension to do any damage. But for a long time, I had a bridge pin that it was broke off like right there. It was this entire amount of it was missing. It was holding on for dear life. Now this is the last string, the 6th string, the highest string. This string is called the E string. And you're doing so good. And you're doing good. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching. And I hope that this is as informational as it is entertaining, and that it is as entertaining as it is informational. I like to keep a finger on top of that post there that the string slides through. I like to keep that there so that when you make the loop with the string, it don't hop up off of there, and then you just got to re-loop it. If you were paying close attention when I was back on the very first string, it did a hop off like that because I was being goofy and not giving it all my attention. So, yeah. So we got them on. Now let's take just a brief moment and do some admin. First of all, gather up my pieces of paper here. Now, I don't know about you, but I always like to put them back in the right order when I'm done. 54, 44, 32, 24, okay, 16, finishing up with 12. Am I right? Also, before we move on, sincerely, thanks for coming and watching. And if you're a new subscriber, thank you. If you're an old subscriber, thank you. If you are a on the fence, maybe going to do it, not sure yet subscriber, well, thank you for watching. And hope I'll see you around again. Now, that being said, we're going to tune this thing up and see what we got, all right? Almost all of our mess cleaned up. Got our little rat's nest of stuff and a whole bunch of the little bullshitteries that I cut off of that thing, and I guess I'm just gonna set it gently right there for now. I'll have to find a Walmart bag. I'll have to throw a rock in a random direction with my eyes closed and hit a Walmart bag somewhere, or else we're gonna be in a bunch of trouble. All right, now I don't want to put those up yet. I don't really want to put that up yet either. So, next phase. We've changed the strings, which included taking the strings off cutting the loopies, replacing the bridge pins into the correct holes, wiping down the entire instrument with a piece of a ragged out t-shirt sleeve that has a couple of years worth of wood conditioner, hemp-based guitar essential oil conditioner. Still smells pretty good. Wiped it down with that. Replaced the strings with these Ernie Ball Earthwood medium light phosphor bronze alloy guitar strings. Okay, and now we're gonna tighten up the strings, get a tune on it, and we're gonna clip the extras with this. We're gonna clip the tips, just gonna clip the tips a little bit. Oh, the tip. Now, like I said, this is a snort tuner. I tune to what is known as 432 hertz. I'm not gonna be a douchebag about it or a snob and try and say it's better than the other ways. I like that way. 432 is good for me. 432 is good for you. How about that? And I like to take my tuner. Okay, like I said, this is a snort. So you're gonna turn your tuner on. Hit the middle button once and it turns it on. Okay. Now I'm gonna mash this back button, and that's gonna turn on my hertz. Okay. Now at that point, there's an up and a down button on the back of this thing, and you can go down. It defaults to 440 hertz, which is what a standard A is in Western music. But you can run it down to 432, which is where I like it. And then you just clip this onto your guitar, and it picks up the sounds. And you can expedite the process, which means to forcefully remove from a place without permission. All right, expedite. That's what we did to. So we did to that guy from the place to the south of us. We expedited it. I hate this thing. It's so clumsy. It's retarded for tuning up. It's good for taking them loose. Now I like to do it kind of per string. A little on this one, a little on this one, so it kind of it'll distribute the load of when you're adding the tension to the neck. So I don't like to do too much on any one side. Like I like to get it so that if you can see that the first string has pulled down a little bit, that's about where I want it to be at. And then I'm gonna just pull the rest of them until they're just down like that, you know? We're not doing anything major, we're just doing it nice and easy. Because we ain't in no hurry. This is the thing that we do for fun. Maintaining our tools is fun. It's part of the deal. If the deal is fun, then the stuff that maintains the deal is fun. So if playing the instrument is fun, then you better damn well make sure that maintaining the instrument is fun. You picking up what I'm putting down? Make it be fun. Turn it into something that you want to master and be good at. Set metrics if you need to, but turn this into something that matters. If this is something that matters, then the doing of this is something that matters, arguably more. Because any dumbass can play an instrument, but I know a whole lot of dumbasses that couldn't change their own guitar strings. And I was one of those dumbasses too. Hey, don't take it the wrong way. We are all current dumbasses at something, just hoping to not be one day, right? So, just saying. Hey, don't mad at me. I learned how to do this shit before the internet existed. On my own with a box of scraps. Come. You see, you do this nice and easy and slow, and these strings are they're gonna stretch out, and they're gonna bonk every now and then and just drop as they suddenly make a rapid adjustment. Another Yoda driving by. And as you can see, and as you can hear, and now we're getting somewhere. So I'm pulling a G right now as of which this should be an E. It's the E string. It could be any note, but traditionally standard tuning is E. Okay, so these notes are these strings are gonna stretch out a little after we initially get them to the right tuning, and they will stop doing that. Try to get myself so that you can somewhat see what I'm doing with this hand, right? I didn't think about live streaming from selfie mode on the phone would limit me to boomer view of straight up and down. See what I mean? We're getting there. We're getting there. All right. So now we're just going to take a time out for a quick little second. Okay. We're going to take our snippies. Snip, snip, snip. And we're going to just the tip. Just the tip. All right, now as we've got all of the extra trimmed off of there. Now, now we just have to be careful not to stab the jagged ends of these little pieces of wire straight into the ends of our unprotected little fingers. Anybody got any suggestions for that? I'm wide open. I used to just wrap it with tape and hope it wouldn't jab into me. Then I would cut it off extra short. I need to get some Nip-X so I can cut it nice and closer. These little great value wire cutters I've got are just about at the end of their lifespan, and I've barely even used them. It is what it is, right? So this is the little pouch stuff in here. It's like a little USB pouch from Case Logic from back in my college days, and my guitar tech bag is actually a this is a Gibraltar drumstick bag. It's cool. It's still got a spot for your headphones to come through. And man, this thing's great. It's got plenty of room inside for all your guitar tech related needs stuff. I mean, little stuff that's just it won't fit in your case, but you don't want to have a whole freaking backpack have to carry around just for that, because you got like 3 other backpacks for the music stuff anyways. So yeah, there's that. So let's put this stuff back into its little place, and then let's see, how did I have these little mamma jammers in there? Okay, then we just gotta put the stuff's called Finger Ease. It's a guitar string lubricant. I like to put it. You can put it on the front and the back of the neck. I like to just get it on there, you know. Get some on that thing. Stuff smells like lemon pledge, so it's pretty nice. If you like lemon pledge, then you're gonna love this, kid. Also, I'd like to say, traditionally, it's mostly been, at least according to analytics, it's mostly been a bunch of hard legs, a bunch of dudes listening to my channel to the tune of it was 88% to 12%. It's 88% dudes to 12% ladies. Recently, that number has sort of shifted a little bit, and now it's like 29% women. So, hey, what's up, ladies? Shout out. Thank y'all for watching. Yeah, thank you. And, tell your friends, come check it out, and all that kind of stuff, you know. if I can help anybody make a positive impact in their life or somebody else's life, then I'm winning at the game, right? That's what we all want to do, is to make sure that the differences that we make no mistake, you make a difference. But we want to make sure the differences that we make are positive differences, right? Negative differences, right? I mean, that's my philosophy. Yours may be different. Let's see what we got. Remember the part where I said it was going to stretch and they were going to go out of tune a little bit at first? Well, somebody taught me that you can just, this may be a bad idea, but I've been doing it the whole time. As if you just do that for a second. Just give it a little inward pressure. Nothing major. I mean, certainly not 5% of your complete power there. Don't do it. Just a little mash, man. Just give it a little mash. Mash it as hard as you would shake an elderly man's hand. Possibly as hard as you would hug their shoulder. Now, if you need to tune your guitar, I always like to go down below the note that I'm aiming for. Like I'm trying to get this note right here to a D. But I want to come from below so that there's the maximum amount of tension on the string to get that D. I don't want phrasing. I don't want to go over tune onto a note and like, see, for instance, this is a G note that I'm headed for. I don't want to go and I don't want to hit where it says I'm in tune with a G and then go into a little bit too high and now it's sharp for a G and then I tune back down, because there may be, in fact there will be, the incorrect amount of tension on the string to hold that specific frequency for that given temperature and air pressure and all that stuff, because also it's dependent on that. Because this is metal and wood and they both behave differently to temperature changes. Ain't that so much better? Oh my gosh, ain't that so much better? Nice. All right, well, since you stuck around this long, I suppose I'd be remiss if I didn't at least running around the block a couple of times, right? What can we do? It's that one I was doing last night. I'm gonna go, let's see. See if we can do it. older brother drove an Indian Scout. It was black like his jacket, American spirit hanging out of his mouth, just like our daddy. He kick-started that bike one night and broke Mama's heart. And pointed that headlights out where the wild things are. He called me up every couple of weeks from South California, talking about the desert and the Joshua trees, his pretty girl stories. He said he bought an Airstream trailer and a J45 guitar. Little brother, you're gonna love it out here, out where the wild things are. Oh, the night's heart's on fire with crazy dreams. Whoa, the nights ignite like gasoline, lit up those streets that never sleep when the sky goes dark, out where the wild things are. I called him up from the back of that plane the second I made it. We started drinking on the strip in LA. The shit got crazy. We ended up in the Hollywood Hills with a bunch of stars, kissing on a blonde in a backyard pool, out where the wild things are. Couple wild horse devils, wild as the devil. I knew I had to move back east. Said goodbye to my brother at the end of that summer. I knew he would never leave. Whoa, his heart's on fire with crazy dreams. Whoa, the nights ignite like gasoline. And whoa, them Indian Scouts, man, they're built for speed. Whoa, they said he hit that guardrail at 3:30, lit up those streets that never sleep when the sky goes dark. And we buried him beneath the wind and the Hollywood stars, out where the wild things are. Out where the wild things are. Out where the wild things are. All right. Well, strings sound much better. And that's how you change your guitar strings. So thanks for joining me. And yeah. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that happy shit. See you next time. Peace.